Welcome to Guitar Vacation. It's new guitar day for me, or new old guitar day. I snatched this guy up from the used listings on Guitar Center. Came well packed and all that good stuff, so good on Guitar Center there. And it is a vintage brand V6M24. Not an expensive guitar, and the price I paid for it was cheap. So is it cheap, affordable? Is it a good guitar? That's what this video aims to boil down to. So first, let's take a listen to a little song I put together and some sounds I'm getting out of using this I think it's yellow guitar. Enjoy. I really like the guitar. The little bit I know about it, it's, of course, vintage brand, which is a brand made by Wilkinson. Apparently, he has several that you see a lot more in Europe, from my understanding, than you do here in the U.S. But that's one of the things that's always kept my eye out for this particular model. Is I've had a positive experience historically with Wilkinson hardware, and this guitar comes with a Wilkinson bridge, Wilkinson tuners, Wilkinson pickups, which we'll talk about a little bit. And I felt like, hey, this is a guitar that I'm at least gonna feel like I'm getting some level of quality as far as the parts that come on it. And the bridge is I think it's the V52, which is their cheaper version of this Wilkinson bridge. And the fellas on the gear page say that it may be a little bit not that durable and could cause tuning issues with the knife edge wearing down over time. So we'll see. Right now, with my obnoxious whammy overuse, it's really performing well. The name Vintage, kind of not that great. It's funny. I was watching Steve Cassidy's stream on Steve Cassidy Guitar, and there was somebody in the chat talking about, hey, good bang for the buck guitar is Vintage brand. And Steve was saying, yeah, I just don't think I can get past the name. And right when that discussion was being had, I was listening to the stream, and I was putting new strings on this guitar. So what are the chances? But I concur with Steve that the name Vintage as a brand is cringy. I got it from Guitar Center, used, $275. So I think new they clock in around $400 US, maybe in some change. Like I said, you see them more in Europe. But man, this thing is fun to play. It's, when it came from Guitar Center, it was not set up well, which, you know, that's not a big deal. They're just probably sitting waiting on somebody like me to order it who actually gave a crap. But I'm thinking the person that traded it in, I may be wrong, they may have traded it in because the saddles were close to bottomed out and the action up high was really high. And you know, when I first got it out, I was like, man, am I going to have to shim this thing? Is it going to take a little more work? And I just started my little process of addressing Strat style bridges, and first thing I lowered the bridge post, and it was set up exactly where I needed it to be. Now the pickups, they're Wilkinson. If you've ever seen Wilkinson pickups online, they're cheap. So that was another thing I was interested to see how they turned out. how are the pickups going to be? Is that going to be automatic? Hey, I got to put some humbuckers in it. But I will say I like the pickups. The neck pickup, it's not going to knock you out of your chair like angels are flying out of your guitar, but it's a very serviceable neck pickup. Sounds great. It's good balance as far as it's not weak, but it's not super hot. The bridge pickup I actually really like. And it was a pleasant surprise. It is fairly hot. But it's a kind of a dark pickup, which for me, I'm always trying to get those liquid lead tones with the bridge pickup, and it falls right into that as far as what I look for. I'm going to be rolling the tone knob off, but it's not so dark it's unusable for really well balanced in my opinion, and it's a good output level as far as how hot it is. I don't know if it's ceramic magnets or Alnico 5s. I've seen both when I was researching the guitar online, so I really don't know, but it sounds great to me. So the Wilkinson pickups, definitely not something I'm going to have to... I'm not going to have to just replace those right off the bat. So once I got it dialed in, I put my favorite strings on it. I was stringing it up while Steve was talking about how cringy the vintage name is, and yes, it is. And I put Elixir 9 is what I use. Is it Polyweb or NanoWeb? I can't remember, but I've been using the same set of elixirs for years just because they last a long time. Once I got those on there, once I got it set up and addressed the action issues, and really I had to get the trim and the new strings settled in. Whoever set this guitar up before, they had the screws that are control the claw where the springs attach. They had them all the way up into the screwed up as far as they could go into the wood, and kind of decking the thing. You could still pitch down with it, but of course I like to have it floating, so and I got it like I like it, and had a settling in period, and now it's performing like a champ. Even with the bridge that's not one of the I mean, Wilkinson bridges anyway are $100. So with the cheaper version of the bridge, so far it's performing great. Overall, very happy with the guitar. Now, it is yellow, and you do have moments, even if you kind of like the yellow like me, where you're playing an ice cold hot lick and you say, man, I'm playing a guitar that looks like a banana. But that's not something that bothers me. And I'm even thinking about possibly getting some vinyl or something like that. One of the little wrap projects you can do to put something graphic on it. May make it look better, may make it look worse. I even thought about putting some Paul Gilbert style FOLs on it. That'd be pretty cool. But I may not do anything to it because it really doesn't bother me. So a guitar like this, you know, like I said, I got it for $275. And why am me, a fake guitar player that only plays in his bedroom, why am I adding more stuff other than I'm a unapologetic gear nerd? Even though now, you know, my guitar vacation thing is you know, bedroom guitar player, I do have thoughts that when I retire in a couple years, I'm not that far from retirement in my day job, that I may like to step outside and do the music thing again. I did it when I was younger. And you know, if I put out a ad looking for old dudes that want to play obscure rock, jazz, fusion that nobody wants to listen to, that's a band that'll come together really easily, you know. But all jokes aside, if I were to ever transition to being a guy that was in any kind of band or played out, you know, I think about my gear choices, and my nicer guitars, I'm pretty precious about them as far as hoarding them. You know, I'm not one of these guys that gets all bent out of shape about nicks and mint condition and all that. I play my guitars, but there are guitars that are valuable enough and have a sentimental value to me that I wouldn't want to just bring them out all the time. And you know, my number one is the Strat you always see me playing. And you know, that's not a super expensive Strat. It's not one of my more expensive guitars. It's just my favorite guitar. And this would be a great second guitar to bring along as a backup. I probably would do the two guitar thing just because I'm, you know, wouldn't want to break a string and have to start really being creative. So I would probably want a backup guitar, and a guitar like this that cost me $275 that I could order another one tomorrow that would be very similar. It would really be a perfect backup for my number one. And also, to kind of go along with that, my number one has the mid boost circuit in it. Excuse me. So I don't ever turn the mid boost up, but even when it's on 0, it's making the pickups really hot. And this 2 humbucker guitar would be a good match as far as levels and stuff to use as a backup for my number one. So, just a bunch of things that I think about with this particular guitar and why I do like it. And bottom line is, it's a good guitar. It is kind of in a competitive area right now of guitars that are cheap, that are trying to do the thing where they punch well above their weight. And if you want to really see a lot of those types of guitars, Steve Cassidy Guitars channel, I know I was talking about listening to his stream earlier, but he's got one of the best channels for really deep diving all of your Jets, your Harley Bentons, your Fesleys, all the guitars you see that you're like, man, the specs look really great. I can't believe that they don't cost more than they do. And he really does a good job of reviewing those guitars and telling you what's up and what may need to be replaced and what guitars are the best of the best as far as that kind of price point. This one, to me, is definitely falls into a good buy for that style of purchase. So in the end, yeah, it's a good guitar. It's affordable, it's cheap, but it is fun to play, man. A 2 humbucker Strat with a whammy that doesn't go out of tune. Man, that's more fun than a grown man should be able to have. So I'm happy with it. Any questions, y'all, hit me up in the comments, and I'll be glad to either look up the answer or make up an answer. But thanks for watching, and happy guitar vacation to you. And I hope while you're playing your guitars, whether they be expensive, cheap, affordable, or just plain fun to play, I hope that you have a good time playing them on your own guitar vacation. We'll talk to you soon. Catch you later.